Okay, so when I say the name Machiavelli, what's the first thing that pops into your head? A schemer, right? A teacher of tyrants? The original "the ends justify the means" guy? Yeah, for 500 years that's been the story. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the man we see as history's greatest political villain was actually the hidden architect of our entire modern world?
You know, we have this image just burned into our minds, don't we? The Machiavellian. It's a byword for cunning, for cruelty, for godless ambition. He's the person you read in college to understand the dark side of power, and then, you put the book away, safely back on the shelf.
But what if we've got it all backwards? What if he's not just some historical footnote, but the main headline? The man who didn't just comment on the world, but basically rebooted it, creating the operating system for everything, from our political parties to the scientific method to our whole capitalist economy.
Now look, this isn't just some fringe theory. This is the life's work of one of the world's leading political philosophers, Harvey Mansfield, over at Harvard. And his claim is meant to be provocative, that Machiavelli launched this quiet, hidden revolution, and we are all, right now, living inside of it.
So, to really get what Machiavelli built, first we have to see what he wanted to tear down. Because to create the modern world, he had to wage war on the old one. And his old world? It had two massive pillars holding it up: Christianity and classical philosophy. And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? The old world, built on Christianity and philosophy, was all about an abstract, invisible good. Your honor came from salvation in the next world. Your whole goal was to contemplate the ideal. Machiavelli looked at all this and saw one thing: weakness. He wanted to bring everything crashing down to earth, to focus on this world, on success, on what is real and what is necessary.
His critique of Christianity was especially sharp, and it's a real paradox. On one hand, he said it was just too weak. Sure, it could get people to believe, but it couldn't command armies. It was strong enough to keep Italy divided, but not strong enough to unite it. But on the other hand, he argued it was actually too cruel. It made people feel guilty all the time by asking them to be better than human nature would ever allow.
Okay, so with the old world's rules of goodness and salvation thrown out the window, Machiavelli needed some new ones, and he gave us two revolutionary concepts that would become the foundation for literally everything that followed. First up, necessity. He argues that people don't act based on what's good, they act based on what they're forced to do. It's this urgent, constant pressure to acquire what you need for survival, for security, and of course, for glory. With this one single concept, he replaces the entire framework of morality. To be good is to simply do what is necessary. But here's the twist. Necessity isn't just about getting enough food to eat. Because of competition, it becomes this perpetual, never-ending drive. You have to keep acquiring just to stay ahead of your rivals. This is the exact logic that explains why a billionaire who could never possibly spend all their money still wakes up every single day trying to acquire more. It's not about need anymore, it's about honor, glory, and keeping your rivals at bay. His second big idea is an absolute game changer: verita effectuala, or the effectual truth. He says the truth of something isn't its ideal form, like Plato thought. It's not what it should be. The truth is simply its effect in the real world. The only truth that matters is the truth that works. If someone says, "I love you," the effectual truth isn't the feeling in their heart, it's about what they want from you, what the effect of those words is.
And get this exact phrase, veritae effectuale, it only shows up one single time in all of his writings. Scholars are pretty sure he just invented it. It was this single intellectual seed, planted on purpose, that he knew would grow to change everything about how we see the world.
Okay, so we have these two really powerful ideas: act out of necessity and judge everything by its effectual truth. So how does that build the modern world? Well, it sets off this incredible chain reaction that builds our most fundamental institutions. Let's just walk through this chain reaction together. It all starts with his new definition of truth. It's all about results, right? Well, that directly inspires a new science based on experiments. It creates a whole new kind of politics, focused on execution behind the scenes. And crucially, it fuels a new economy, capitalism itself, driven by that endless competitive acquisition we were just talking about. I mean, just think about our politics today, the power of the executive branch, the whole idea of management instead of direct rule, the concept of representation, where a leader says they're just executing the will of the people.
This all comes straight from Machiavelli's insight that indirect, hidden power is way more effective than visible, direct power.
And his influence on science is just as profound. About a century after him, you have Francis Bacon, the father of the scientific method, who basically just applied the effectual truth to nature. I mean, what is a scientific experiment? It's taking nature out of its normal context, putting it under extreme pressure, and, to use his word, torturing it to reveal its secrets, to reveal its effectual truth.
So, let's bring this all together. If his ideas are the foundation of our politics, our science, and our economy, well, what does that make us?
The final argument here is that Machiavelli is the hidden founder of our world. We live, we work, we think inside a system that is built on his core principles of necessity and effectual truth. It's like the water we swim in. We don't even notice it's there, but it's guiding everything we do.
Like Harvey Manfield says, whether we recognize him or not, Machiavelli is still in charge. He created this world, and his logic is still running it. He tricked all of us into thinking that the princes and the billionaires have the real power, but we all know the person who writes the code is always the most powerful one in the room. And that's the ultimate irony, isn't it? The man whose name is synonymous with the chase for temporary, worldly power has achieved the most lasting and profound power of all. The power of an idea that literally changed reality itself. His own glory has outlasted that of any prince he ever advised.
Which leaves us with a pretty difficult question. We live in a world of incredible success, and it's all built on his foundation. But is this success good? And if we don't like the answer, in a world running on Machiavelli's operating system, is unplugging even an option?